Hello, everyone! Still not quite sick of the loud opening. Unless you are, but I consider it my favorite silly gaffe, if that be the case. Hello, and how are we? What's going on? Welcome to another. I'm still inclined to kind of call it a vlog if I'm going to talk a little bit about myself up front, but we're not doing that quite yet. It is time to ask how everybody's doing, reflect on our weeks. Just hope you guys had a medium decent week. If not better than that, and if you want, you could say as good or better than mine. I get accurate about this stuff, guys. Yes, let's be sincere. Hope all is going well. Let's see. You might see sweat. I might take a sip of water during this broadcast. I hate to sound so official about it. And you might see beads of sweat on my forehead because I went outside today. Aside from the regular, I suppose looking through my car windows, which happens all the time. And actually, I got a little bit of red on my neck, needless to point out. But that's fun. It's the first time this summer that I have some red on my skin. I can't feel it, but it's, I suppose, nice for the farmer's tan look, if you will. Where was I going with that? There's got to be something entertaining about that. Every day, I don't think I've mentioned this before. So I'm off work, and if I've worked a regular normal hour shift, every day of the year, 365 days of the year, I come back home and my body slowly turns red, and my energy drains. I don't know what's happening, but I feel like I have to lie down sometimes, take a nap. I don't think I've ever talked about it. If I have, sue me. But just sort of speaking it in terms of how little, hopefully, I would ever even, persist in trying to complain about the thing that makes me money. However, I was shaving my neck hairs earlier and I noticed it just right before we started recording. However, what else? Not much really to talk about in terms of myself. Hope you guys have went outside at some point of the week and talked to somebody. I suppose I had a minor interaction with some folks that were pent up, a little too much youthful energy for me. A little pent up. I believe I overheard them just talking about girls and one of their friends, and it's just like, all right, guys. Aside from that, doing the regular. In fact, that was part of doing the regular. Hope you guys are doing your regular things. I just mean sleep and exercise. If you want to have food in the middle, go for it. But what else? Sort of stuff in this sort of kind of news atmosphere, that is. A couple of things worldwide, I suppose. We're not going to talk about aliens again. I do this too much. I understand it's probably the most interesting subject. You have the same three characters testifying under oath. I am not going to watch it. What was it? A 2-hour plus video on some hearing or something. I haven't even seen the highlights. But I'm not telling you guys I'm a skeptic, and I'm not telling you guys I'm that into it either. Something paranormal happened to me this week. I don't know what was going on. I had a book in front of me that's semi paperback, semi-hardcover, meaning it's glossed over. And I do remember in my drunken stupor that there was some liquid I had to wipe off of this big book, and just too many puddles in the crevice of the book. Anyway, so the next day, actually, I came back that night and noticed my whole stack of papers in front of me. There's no. Do you want me to show you? I look down at these papers all the time, but it has nothing to do with me looking at notes. I will give you the boring where it counts. I was actually worried because I brought nothing to the table again this week. I didn't want to give you guys a tour of my room, but here's a mini tour. Boring, soaked papers, and I'm going somewhere with this. Not just Paranormal Activity. But anyway, so I found out that it all seeped into all this stuff, and I pulled out the desk thing that holds my piano underneath it, and nothing seemed to be wrong. I had this message on my computer screen that said, unplug these USB devices that are consuming too much power. I thought nothing of it. But then I pulled out the it's like a desk under here, and this is where I'm going with this. This is what my knees hit when I get all excited, and shakes the camera if you see any of that. So I think we're on the path of getting rid of all the camera shake here, because my piano, like I said, filled up with water. Was it really water? I don't know. I don't know what happened, and I saw some leakage from pulling out the thing, and then picked up my piano, and it was filled. It was probably that much along the bottom of the piano was filled. So I pushed it over. I don't know, why do you say this? Brought it over to the sink and found out just how much water was in it. Don't quite know if it was water, because then I dried it up and dried everything off, and then I believe the towel that used to be there was losing some of its it was like being eaten away or something. My fingers, I think this was but I think I could feel a tiny bit, if it's not just psycho whatever you might call this, tiny bit of buzzing in my fingers. Not sure. Don't know quite what happened. I looked up as my first instinct when I got home, and seems to be no leak coming from the ceiling. Strange stuff. Neither here nor there, but hopefully I take this drawer thing out from underneath me, and as you know, I'm sitting up higher. It works for the framing. Maybe the framing could be as great in future episodes and stuff, but I'm tired of talking about this. So yeah, there you have it. I might go to Congress and report that or something if necessary. What am I getting at? Not a lot more to talk about, except for maybe the death of a poor Irish soul. I don't quite know all the details about her life and stuff, but I know she was a bit on the rocks recently, and 56 sounds a couple years too young, several years too young. So I'm not going to look into the details. Why talk about people dying all the time? It's something I'm trying to stop doing. But we do share a little bit of heritage. There you go. Yeah, I'm not going to get into my maiden name. Maybe we have a similar sounding name in my family tree. What else? Oops, I almost looked at the notes, but I know what I want to talk about. Let's see. Did I start my watch? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, a couple more things, then we get out of here. All right, sick. Whew. If I haven't brought quite as much energy, it's just because I got done with the exercising. I haven't even taken a sip of water yet. And by the way, would love to address that. Been doing a lot better in terms of no gimmicks. There's no more smoking, there's no more drinking, and there's no more sipping in this thing either. So excited about that. The less I touch my face, we're going places, people. First thing, uh, well, I feel like we talked about me enough, but I don't have much more. Uh, I certainly don't know how I'm supposed to tie things up. Um, Sheesh. Don't know how to broach this topic. Wild week outside, more like inside the bubble of doing what I regular do. I haven't been working that much, but wild, wild week. I think you guys would even advise me that, you know, not necessarily to broach topics like this, so I shalln't, but I'm trying to segue into what I wanted to talk about. I can make the same joke that I made several episodes ago about other things besides porn that we could talk about. But no, I'll just not chat about it. You guys know I'm getting better at not talking about things, which is kind of strange and sort of ironic and whatnot. And another, I suppose I could point it out, another moment of irony comes if I start doing this on a daily basis and obviously, I would want to keep the episodes shorter. We're not even going to head there as well. Last thing, I thought of a joke that you could play on your neighbor or your friend, girlfriend, or something like that. I don't know. Neighbor, I think, best suits this, maybe, because we all have neighbors, maybe. But, this is a rough segue as well. I was just thinking, if their car gets dusty, so there's I don't know how you say this, is prerequisites here, but instead of wash me, as it's written, you could instead of flipping it so they see it on the inside, that'd be funny, you can just write it upside down or upside down and flipped. It's just a joke. I can't write this in an episode, so I'm just sharing it with you. Been in a good mood, I guess. I again apologize if there hasn't been as much energy. I noticed a couple episodes back, by the way, I was talking all weird and I didn't point it out, but it was a little bit of a raspy, overly energetic voice, if you will. Okay, so here we are. Oh, man. I mean, do I have to feel bad about this one again? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. What I mean is, I think I'll get over it. The only difference in this garbage and every other piece of garbage out there is they'll edit out all the stops and the in-betweens, which I am so... I don't know how you say... I'm so leaving in, for better or for worse. Okay, well, the thing I was going to talk about with the rough transition was that, oh, great. Oh, before I go, sorry. Okay, sorry. One more minute. Before I go, taking out a little bit of what I do this week and adding in a little bit of something I haven't been keeping up on. Do I need to share it with you? I'm just sharing with you that it's a bit of a machine, and it's a bit of a juggle, and so I'm gonna add some stuff where some stuff had not been, I don't know, I want to use a big word here, but I'm inclined not to. Let's end this garbage. I'm sorry. I apologize. The only thing we have as a tie back here is I've been watching a lot of porn. That's what I was going to get at. All right, enough said. That's not even funny. More than normal, but that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. I got... Fuck. Okay. My tie-in is the same one we do every time, and I'm trying not to fall back on it, but hope you guys have been watching a lot of porn. No, 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 no. Watching the same amount, if any, and having a medium to decent good week, and all that should, you know, shenanigan stuff. Okay, let's go. So, so have a terrific one. I was about to apologize again, not going to do it. I'll just consider editing these down and try and fall asleep to that tonight. Uh, toodles, or I should say adios, adios.